Oh wait, hi guys. I'm trying to keep busy here, but anyway, welcome to another version of Winemaker's Minute. And in this installment, we'll be talking about acid-base chemistry. I'm not going to get too technical on everybody here, so I don't want anybody rolling their eyes, but what we want to do is tell you the importance of pH and TA, which actually is total acidity, sometimes referred to as titratable acidity as well. But what is the purpose and what is the importance of pH value and also TA value in your wines? Really, that's directly correlated as to the style of wine you want to make. Let's say you're making a Chardonnay that has oak aging in there, and it's got this nice round creamy texture to it due to malolactic conversion, which in a later version of Winemaker Minute we will be touching on. You are going to be looking at a pH value that is probably in the neighborhood of 3.5 to 3.6 with a TA of around 6 grams per liter. But let's back up and find out what is exactly pH. pH is actually the measurement of the acid strength in the wine. And when it's in the juice stage, there are a lot of very sharp acids in the wine, including malic acid. And these acids actually give you a lower pH, probably in the neighborhood of anywhere between 3.3 and 3.5. As wine undergoes fermentation, primary as well as the secondary, which is malolactic, the pH does raise in value and change the mouthfeel and the profile of the wine. TA, total acidity, to some extent is correlated to pH. However, the strength of that acid is really what's important here. Whether you have 5 grams per liter of total acidity or 6.5 grams per liter of total acidity, if your pH is in the low end of the spectrum, between 3.23 and 3.5, you are going to have a wine that is very crisp and very vibrant, very refreshing too. And if you are in the higher range with pretty much that same TA, and by higher range I mean 3.7 to 3.85, you have a much weightier, creamier type of wine that's a little bit more partial to the more robust red wines. And that's where also the difference is in the varietals as well as the styles. To give you some examples with wines that are made here at Crushpad, if we're talking a crisp Sauvignon Blanc from Rutherford, you would be looking at probably a pH of 3.25 to 3.3 and a TA of roughly 7.5 to 8 grams per liter. That makes the wine very crisp, very citrusy in flavors, as well as very refreshing. A great wine to have in the summertime. To go on the other end of the spectrum, let's talk about a Syrah, a nice Southern California, Santa Barbara Syrah, very, very fruit-forward, very jammy, very lush. You could be looking at a pH of around 3.75 and a TA of around 5.5 grams per liter. The other thing everybody should be aware of is how the change in the pH spectrum changes the color. As you are going up that spectrum, you actually go from a red color to a more purple color. We're not talking a big range here, 3.2 to 3.9, when you're looking at the whole pH spectrum, which is 0 to 14. But everybody knows that wine is an acidic product, and the higher that range goes from 3.2 to 4, the more darker the color becomes, the more purplish hue you get into your wine. So be looking at maintaining that healthy pH level of 3.5 to 3.75. And if you're looking at making a wine that you want to lay down for a few years, give it some good ageability, having it closer to 3.55 to 3.65 is ideal. That makes a wine that's a little bit tight when it's young, but really benefits from a number of years in the bottle, so you can get some real nice aromatics and bottle bouquet developing over time. It was good talking to everybody at this point. I'm going to get back to shooting some more hoops, and I'm sure we'll touch base again.